2, 1,
go. Yeah.
Were we in time? I don't know if we were in time.
Do you want to do it again time?
No.
Oh, I know all time. Oh.
Oh, a rival reference. Or it could have been Slaughterhouse 5 had you properly pre-ordered it like we had planned.
I'm an epic fail. I'm sorry. I suck.
Did you order it now?
I haven't still yet. I suck.
Are you serious?
I've been working very hard this week. I've been doing direct instruction for about 70 minutes every block, so my brain hurts. I know.
Gosh.
I'm a terrible friend. I'm a terrible booktuber.
Do you share your excuse book with your students, or do you have a separate one?
Oh, I have a whole lecture that I post on Google Classroom for them. How to get away with everything. Things that'll work on your mom, things that'll work on your girlfriend, things that'll work on your friends.
And welcome to the CodeX Cantina, where I am not full of excuses. Una.
I am full of excuses, Crypto.
And we are here to talk about books in September.
What month?
September. I got it right this time.
We finally made it.
This is our fall summish wrap-up. Now, if you are new to our wrap-ups, what we typically do is pick of the month. I forget to do the ratings. Crypto reminds me to do the ratings. Crypto does a very good job of Vanna Whiting the ratings. And then we actually go into the ratings of the books. The idea is our videos are typically very in-depth and expect you to have read it or not care about spoilers. This wrap-up, hey, this is for everybody. You need to all wrap it up with us together and talk about books, because that's what our goal is here on the Cantina.
Do I need to grab my trash can?
Yeah. Dude,
okay.
You got to V-White me. All right, while you're doing that, let me kick it off with Pick of the Month. So this is a section where if we were to pick one of our readings, short story or novels or manga, you may pick any of them, any one of them, and say this is the piece you ought to read. Crypto, what is your September Pick of the Month?
It is none other than, drumroll please, The Crime of the Mathematics Professor by Clarice Lispector.
The love for Lispector continues.
Yeah,
now
go watch our video, you'll see my rating on that. So
now for me, I got to actually look at what we read this month, because...
See, I thought it was going to be a story of your life / Arrival, but...
I don't know. Well, that's November, right?
Oh. Oops. Spoilers.
All right, guess again.
Boarding House. I don't know.
I've read them, and it's definitely not a short story, I'll tell you that. It's definitely not. You want to guess again? I'll tell you. It's not a short story. I've made my decision. It's not a short story.
Well, it's going to be the One Piece. You can't pick that one anymore.
It's not going to be Peace Talks, I'll tell you that, because I didn't read that.
I got Peace Talks, you got One Piece. Ooh!
Those go together. No, that's my decision. Those go together perfectly. One Piece it is. It was between that or The Sound and the Fury. And I love both. I think I enjoy One Piece more personally. It's just... We'll get to it in our ratings, okay? One Piece is my pick.
Isn't this your third month in a row that you've picked One Piece?
Hang on. We got to start all over again. I think you're drunk. I don't even have Clarice Lispector listed as something we read this month.
Well, you sent me the stuff, the information I'm looking at.
Oh, no, I just didn't scroll up. It's the first one.
Okay, because we just read and did that one.
Okay,
didn't you just post it? That was our amazing video.
Oh, you know what? It's fall. That's all you need to know. It's fall.
I think you need to apologize that you're the one that's had too many beers, and I can hold my liquor. We've already had this discussion.
Well, okay. Did you know I'm dieting again right now? Like, I'm sure you can tell.
Diabetes? Is that what you said?
No, I'm dieting. Like right now, like you'll see I'm wearing white. And I don't like wearing white because then you can see the curves. I like to hide that with the dark black colors. I'm feeling more confident in the white now because I'm dieting. I've lost like 5 pounds. Can you tell?
Congratulations, man. I'm proud of you. Hopefully you get to a sustainable, happy weight and you don't die. I don't want you to die.
All right, so we got Clarice Lispector as the crime of the mathematics professor in one piece. Now, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Are you impressed or what? I'm going to do the rating systems now.
Let's do it.
All right, Vanna White me.
I'm Vanna Whiting.
Top of the line is collect it, which means go out, buy a special edition, spend some extra money, spend a special trip to the store, and get the collection edition signed copy that you need. Second up is the buy it category. This is the hardback, paperback, Kindle, whatever you typically spend full price on. This is what this book is worth because you should go purchase this sometime in the immediate future and get that book in your brain. Middle of the road is backlog it. The idea is maybe you can go to the library, maybe you can get a Friends of the Library sale, half price type deal. You don't want to spend too much money, but when the time's appropriate, you could pick it up. Second from the bottom is the skip it category. We thought we had some issues with it. It's probably not for everyone out there, but you are more than welcome to check this book out. Bottom of the line is the trash it category. This is a book that we would throw in the trash because we believe there are issues that will probably be issues for many, many people. But, there's a book out there for everyone. That doesn't mean that that book can't still be loved and treasured by someone for some specific reason. Do your research before you purchase it.
Yeah, nice job.
Thank you. Now, first up, let's talk about our 3 short stories in the National Hispanic Heritage Month as we explore and expand our knowledge in the Latin culture. So these 3 short stories for this month. First up, Crypto's pick of the month, Clarice Lispector, The Crime of the Mathematics Professor, translated by William L. Grossman. You, sir, rated that a collect it.
You are correct, sir. And you rated this also a buy it.
No, it's a collect it.
Oh, okay, good.
No, this is.
I was trying to be funny there.
This was very special. I actually, where did I put it? I think I already put it up somewhere. Oh, it's upstairs. I don't want to go upstairs right now. I'm too lazy. I would lose some more weight. I would lose 6 pounds. I don't want to do that. I just purchased the Clarice Lispector biography, so I'm going to be going through that on my vacation here in October, trying to get a little bit closer to her.
Nice. All right. What do we got up next?
Julio Ramon Ribeyro. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. Ribeyro. The EYRO is really hard for me, but the Featherless Buzzards, translated by Dianna Douglas. You said buy it.
I said buy it. I think you said buy it too.
Yep, easy buy it. Very, very entertaining story. Maybe not so much on the literature or analytic scale, but very, very entertaining.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is real fun. Now, speaking of fun, where did it go? We have Esteban Echeverria's The Slaughteryard, translated by Angel Flores or Angel Flores. You decide. You said skip it.
I said backlog it. I think this is one that you can get some value out of if you enjoy some history from this region of the world. I think it's worth a read.
Clearly 3 out of 4 Latin studies professors agree with you, as it is probably the most assigned study for Latin American short stories.
Yeah, but there's so much politics behind it that it can be kind of a turnoff. So I'm not going to say skip it, but I definitely think it's a backlog, or you're just going to be forced to read it in class. Maybe that's a new rating we can throw in there. Forced. No.
You going to guess mine, or am I going to be sitting here hanging?
You're going to skip it.
Yeah, I'm going to skip it easily.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy this one. I do agree that it's got a lot of merit for its study. For pleasure, wasn't there for me.
You were projecting.
I projected hard on that one. I agree. Other short stories. First up, we have Leo Tolstoy's A Prisoner in the Caucuses as a part of our Tolstoy Triggered project along with Noah. You said backlog it.
Backlog it. Yeah, you're going to agree with me, right?
Yes, sir. I'm a backlog it. That is one that I think I made a mistake in. I didn't realize that was pre-1880, pre his religious breakdown. Not that all of his stories before 1880 were bad. It's just these weren't the... I had expectations of moralistic, specific, stylistic decisions that happened after he had his religious breakdown that clearly is not present before that.
Yeah, that one is not a revolutionary juggernaut that is going to change the way you view life, like so many of his other pieces.
Alice, Ruth, Dunbar, Alice, Dunbar, Nelson, A Carnival, Jangle. You said backlog it?
Buy it.
Buy it?
This piece is so cool. This is so unique. I love all the literary aspects that we pull out of this story. I thought it was really, really cool with all of the different elements to it. No, I really enjoyed this story.
I think it was very interesting with the economy of words. It jammed a lot in very quick. Very interesting story. Are you going to guess what mine is?
I'm going to say I am. I'm thinking about it. Man, quit rushing me.
You're so slow.
Backlog it.
Yeah, I'm going to backlog it.
Yes, I'm good.
Definitely check it out from your library when you get a chance. No need to spend any money on it. Up. 6, depending on which bullet
How
point,
you're counting?
which bullet point list you're following on my screen. We have Ray Bradbury's The Foghorn, a cult classic, dare I say. You said buy it.
I said skip it.
Okay.
There's way better Bradbury stories to read, in my opinion.
You know, this is one that I think it just connects with certain people. You know what I mean? Like, there's a story out there for everyone, is what I always say. And just because one man's trash is another one's treasure trope applies here, I don't know if I don't know what to hold against it. What do you think I'm going to rate it?
I would say you said backlog it.
I think backlog it's right for me personally. For recommendations, the reason why I say backlog it is because some people, this is going to be probably a buy it. And for some people, it's going to be a skip it. So I'm going to play the middle card here of like, look, this is a piece that may or may not resonate with you. You're probably going to get it in a collection. And I think it's definitely worth a read if it's in the collection.
I think it's worth a read. I just think that it's one you can skip and maybe backlog it. I don't know. I mean, It's a fun little story, but there's other things that I think you should read before his. So prioritize it, very, very, very high skip it or low backlog it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Roald Dahl, we've got the Landlady. Drink this almond-flavored tea, little Billy. There's nothing wrong with this tea. You said buy it.
I said backlog it.
Okay.
I'm sure you said backlog it too.
I think I'm actually a buy it. I had a lot of fun with this one. This one isn't something that you and I would spend a lot of time analyzing. I think it's fun. I think it's worth analyzing, particularly for high school. I think this is even maybe junior high, depending on your students. I think this is a really fun read, regardless, though. I did like it. I liked it.
I think this one is going to be put on a syllabus in a class at some point, so you're probably going to be forced to read it.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's one you have to prioritize, in my opinion.
Okay. William Faulkner, Shingles, For the Lord, our last effort in the Faulkner syllabus program. You said, oh, it made you laugh, though. I'm going to go with buy it. Did you say buy it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for sure. No, this is a great little piece. As I said, I feel that it can be your introduction piece into the Faulkner world of Yakapatanafa. Oh, that's close.
Nope. Yaknapatafa.
Yaknapatafa.
You like to do Yaka. Yakanapatafa.
Yaka. Damn it. I'm sorry. But I think it's a good little introduction piece, and I think that it's funny, and it takes the idea of showing how the mundane can be extraordinary. So buy it for sure.
Why do you always wrap up and then not guess mine?
I'm thinking. Because I think of what I would do, and then I always lower it because you're negative Nancy. So I'm going to say you said collect it.
So says Margarita Crypto, filled with the rim of salt around him, okay?
I'm salty.
I'm actually a backlog it for Shingles for the Lord. I do love it. It's not something you need to prioritize out of your way over Absalom, Rose for Emily, Sound of the Fury. Those have to come first. So this is definitely...
Go ahead.
No, you're excited.
So was that word prioritize? And second, if I'd gone down a notch like I said it was going to, I would have got it right.
That's what you get for psyching yourself out over here. You
frustrate me.
You know me better than you think you do.
You know me better than I know me.
Okay, so let's move from one literary giant to the next literary giant. From William Faulkner to James Joyce. James Joyce's The Boarding House from the Dubliners. You said buy it.
I said backlog it. Pick other books in the Dubliners.
So salty.
Or other stories.
So salty.
There are. Come on. You have to admit there are better stories in Dubliners than The Boarding House.
Why do I have to constantly compare one short story to another?
Because that's what we do that's what you do when you formulate enjoyment is based on something else you enjoyed or didn't like.
Why does one experience have to constantly be inferior to another? Can I not appreciate the experience of this short story of the boarding house about one generation influencing the next, about decisions being an illusion and such?
I believe that you can, but I also think that your first experience of James Joyce is unique and everything else will be judged James Joyce against other James Joyce stories from there on out.
What did you say this was?
You only get to be a James Joyce virgin once.
Did you say backlog it? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, what am I going to say?
You're going to say probably collect it.
No, I'm a backlog it.
I hate you. I hate you so much. I would throat punch you through the camera if I could. Let's go One Piece. Move on.
There's other James Joyce stories out there that you should read first.
Tell me about your pirate manga. I'm gonna go to the door right there.
I love doing this channel with you, buddy. You know that.
Prose of the One Piece manga. It's beautiful.
Okay, so for One Piece, I wrote down volume 24 through 46. I think we're actually going to be further than 46 by the time this video actually comes out. But, okay, so if you did... Okay, I was talking about this with Leslie. Leslie. What, am I not zzing long enough? Like...
Apparently I don't, because I've been getting crap for it in the comments for like the last 4 videos.
She just jammed on me too, because I typed Leslie, like L-E-Z, but autocorrect changed it to S.
Oh.
But so she jammed on me for that, and it's like, I swear I put Z. Autocorrect does its thing on it. If you've ever used an Apple before, like, you know what I mean. All
yeah.
Right. So what I was telling her is we grew up on Star Wars, right? Mm-hmm. Like, we loved Timothy Zahn. If I had grown up in a universe, aka a country called Japan, where manga was a bigger thing, One Piece would have been my thing. Like instead of Star Wars, I could have been the One Piece guy. Like that, if I had grown up as Japanese Una, that would have been my jam. Like, it would have just made me so much more happy, probably more so than I am today. But older Una didn't discover it till like mid 2000s, late 2000s. So I learned it much later in life. I still love it. It's my favorite thing, but it's not like my jam the way Star Wars is.
So 2 things. One, in the multiverse, there is a Japanese Una out there that is enjoying what you so sought after.
Oh, I still enjoy it.
Is there the cult following and is there the pop culture-ness of One Piece like there is Star Wars? Like, does that actually exist in Japan?
Oh, it's gigantic. Are you kidding me?
But not as big as Star Wars. Star Wars is bigger in Japan than anywhere in the world.
I don't think you know what you're talking about. If
you walk down the street,
you land in the airport, you are assaulted with One Piece merchandise at the Japanese airport.
I bet there's Star Wars merchandise too. I bet if you walk down the streets of Tokyo in a one piece and I walk down the streets of Tokyo in a Anakin outfit, I would get more love.
No. I doubt it. So
Okay.
in terms, I don't think you realize this culture here, dude. This is something that has been going on since when did One Piece start? Like 90s? So
Star Wars started in 1977.
Japan likes newer than older.
What? That's creepy.
That's
All right, so
reality.
you're going to give this a collect it. Do you
All
want to
right.
give it a higher rating?
Oh, yeah.
Collect
Clearly collect it. So in terms of
All right.
prose, the artwork steps up in this section. I've got the drama and character investment is next level. Okay, so you're at this level here with Star Wars in Japan. What's going to happen is One Piece takes it to a whole nother level. Okay?
There are no levels.
And okay. You ready for this next one? You will cry over inanimate objects in this section.
Yeah,
of
I'd
One
cry
Piece.
over a lightsaber for sure. Like if my lightsaber got cut in half, I would cry.
Well, I mean, Luke sure did.
Yeah, if R2, if R2D2 got cut in half, I would cry.
All right, cons. It does leverage too much that didn't actually die trope, where characters you think die are like, oh, no, actually I survived. This is how I survived some crazy thing. Another con is that this is not the Alabasta arc. Alabasta is the greatest arc of all time, from what I've read. And less classic legends like The Boy Who Cried Wolf and Rudolph were you leveraged in the first, previous months of One Piece. You don't see as much classic leverage of themes in this one as you did in some of the others. So those were my cons.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yeah, there's that's kind of how they discover Chopper. Chopper is this reindeer that was ostracized by the reindeer and by men. He's not accepted by anyone. He's a reindeer too, so very very interesting play on the trope.
Be careful with the chopper.
The Get to the Chopper. All right, novels: The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner.
Collected. Oh, sorry, you were collected.
You said collect it.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm gonna collect it too, easily.
Okay.
All right. Thrawn Ascendancy, Book 1, Chaos Rising by Timothy Zahn. You said backlog it.
And you said backlog it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Read the other trilogy first.
Yeah. Good, great story. Well, which is weird because we rated it at 8.5. We enjoyed it, but you can backlog it. Just get it from the library. Right?
Well, it's technically like the fourth book, sort of. We said that you should start with the other one first and do this one as the fourth book, even though it's technically a prequel and you're getting Thrawn's backstory.
Yeah.
Because the way it's written, because of what Disney did to Timothy Zahn, you really need to read them out of order to appreciate what they are.
Now, you and
opinion.
I are biased, right? But to our average fan, it's a backlog it, right? Now, for Thrawn Ascendancy, we did this along with Leslie, Brad Proctor, and Kayla from Kraken to a Good Book. I will leave their links to their channels down below to hear their thoughts on the book as well. Now, for our next story, we have The Stories of Your Life by Ted Chiang that we did also with friends. We did this with Deanie, we did this with Rajathan, we did this with Michael Nip, and we did this with Angela from the Literature Science Alliance. You did not read this one, so I can't guess your rating. Can you guess what my rating's going to be on this?
The Stories of Your Life.
So 10 short stories by Ted Chiang. Now, you and I both know The Arrival, the story of your life.
I'm going to say you're going to say buy it.
No, I must skip it for this one. Actually, from this collection, most of these are backlog its or skip its, except for maybe Arrival. I think the last story about lookism and the, if you could implant something or glasses, in your brain, or, glasses that you could wear, whatever, you could turn off the ability to see how beautiful someone was. It wouldn't change that you see them. It would just turn off the reaction that you had to something beautiful. So when you're out at the store, when you're in a job interview, what would life be like? And it presents both sides of the story, is what some people will tell you. What people that really look into things will tell you that Ted Chiang clearly has an opinion here. And it's funny because the people that are against it, they have this accent, they'll be totally, there's no way, I would use this. He kind of demeans them and makes them a little bit less intelligent. Some of them, not all of them. But it's very clear that through favoritism, he has a selection here. But that was a very interesting story, too, of what would life be like if you could turn off that dopamine kick that we get from looking at beautiful things.
Hey, Una, come here. Come here. I got a secret. Lean in. Yeah, come here. I'm going to whisper to you. They already have that. It's called Prozac.
Prozac? That's not what Prozac does. I think you need to go back to school to learn what Prozac is. Good Lord. All right, let me hear you complain. Peace Talks by Jim Butcher.
No, I don't want to. Okay, so I want to preface this with, as I've said before, I think on the channel, is that the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher is a very, very near and dear series to my heart. It was something that my wife and I kind of bonded over during a rough spot in her life. And it became very important to us. And we have gone through every single book together. And we've read them and listened to them and discussed them. And we talk about them. We theorize on them. And so when all the bad stuff happened to Jim Butcher, like his dog died and he got divorced and he moved and he got a new house and he got remarried, he had all these things going on, and he like pulled a George R.R. Martin on us and didn't give us a book for many, many years. And he was the guy that was like Stephen King. He churned out a new Dresden File like every 18 months, 12 months. It was crazy. So everybody's been anticipating this book for a while. So maybe my expectations were set too high. But most people out there that are critiquing this book will agree with me. And I will start off saying this is half a book. So a lot of, I know, my critiques or my negative reactions may be unfounded, but they released the book this way. And I take that into consideration. But I also think they released this book this way. So they knew what they were doing. And so that frustrates me, because this is clearly half a book. Clearly, he was supposed to have a bigger book, and everything that's in the next half, the next book is called Battlegrounds, was supposed to be incorporated into this book somehow, right? And to me, that could have been done for different reasons. Obviously, I think that he was under a crunch from his publishers. And that brings up one of my first things, is this feels like the least Jim Butcher book of the Dresden Files of all of them. It feels more like this was created by his editor and publisher more so than ever, because they're like, Jim, we got to get a book out. It's been 4 years, 5 years.
Can we pause? Can we pause real quick? So you've probably heard me snickering a little bit. I just want to explain what I'm doing. So my cat is sitting down here to the left of me.
Yeah.
And it's literally like sitting here, like on, like all fours, and it's just falling over asleep very slowly, and then doing the church nod where it catches itself.
Oh yeah, my dog does it all the time.
Okay, I just wanted you to know why I was snickering, and I wanted the audience to know, because I'm laughing over here. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at my drowsy cat. Okay, keep going. Okay. You're good. Yeah.
So there are some. So I have kind of like positive and negative things that I would like to discuss. Kind of made a list here. And one thing that my wife and I discussed is that maybe a lot of the complaints or concerns that I bring up, they are done in this book for the purpose of, this might be the introductory book for a lot of people into this series, because it hasn't been on the shelves for a while. It hasn't been publicized in many years, because he hasn't written a book in a while. And people are at the store, or they're browsing through Audible or their Kindle, and they're like, oh, what's this Jim Butcher book, Dresden Files? That looks cool. And they read the back of it, and this is their very first book. And so they've missed a dozen plus books. And so he seems to over-explain so many things that you should know already. And so that's kind of frustrating, where it just goes into about little nuances of Harry and the winter mantle and the over-sexualization of it. And it's like, we get it, right? The winter mantle makes Harry horny. Okay, enough. I don't need that anymore. That just, I'm over it. So that's very frustrating. One of the other things is Bob is air spirit, and he lives in Skull, and he's not in the story at all, and that's kind of a bummer. And the character that has Bob is in the story, but Bob isn't in the story, and he's always been such a comic relief part or a tension releaser part of the story, and he's not in it at all. Again, Butcher seems to over-explain magic here, and that's something that, a lot of authors get in trouble for when they try to over-explain how things work. We want a little bit of mystery. I don't want to know about midichlorians and the Force. I don't want to know exactly how magic works. Give me a little bit of mystery there to keep me intrigued. There's a lot of filler in this book. There's a lot of filler that never gets payoff. And again, I've already reiterated that I know it's because it's a half a book, but the whole stuff with the Knights of the Cross is all pointless. All the stuff with Murphy and the cops is all worthless. There's no payoff for it. The conjunctivitis, where he gets basically like a wizard's cold and he sneezes and things like appear in the world that he was thinking about, really has no payoff. Like, they never explain why he's getting it, because only kid wizards are supposed to get it. Why is that in there? Like, it isn't funny. It's a plot tool device a couple of times, but they never give us a payoff for it.
What's the public sentiment on this? Is it pretty split and divided, or is it mostly one way or the other?
What I've seen is it's split. I know that some people they're diehard fans, and it's kind of like you and me in Star Wars. No matter what Star Wars they put out, we're probably going to love it, except for terrible number 8. But some people love this. Some people are like me and just have concerns with it. I really haven't seen anybody think they hate it. There's just a lot of concerns.
Did they make an 8th Star Wars? I thought it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9.
Yeah, exactly. And I get that, like, there's this big Royal Rumble coming, and there's going to be this big fight. And that brings me up to some of my positives that I actually did enjoy, was we do finally start to see some of the characters let loose, like his grandfather, Ebenezer, which is really cool. Like, you get to see him be the bad A that he is. So that's kind of neat. They introduced probably one of the overall new big baddies, which is called the Last Titan, and I don't remember how to say her name, which is really cool because she's probably going to be the villain for maybe the next few books, I imagine. I don't know. We'll see how that turns out. Again, there's no resolution in this book really whatsoever. It's really cool to see how Harry has evolved as a person, as a father, and that's kind of neat because that does finally have some payoff about how he is raising his daughter. They finally incorporate one of the side characters from the offshoot books. So there's always this is a novel in the Dresden Files, and there are these side job stories that he does that are like minor stories, and they finally incorporate a character called River Shoulders. He's a Sasquatch, and so that was kind of cool. And my last thing I want to say is I feel like this is the greatest contextualization prologue ever written to a story. And I'm waiting for chapter 1 in Battlegrounds. Because this is all a prologue.
Do you think if he had released these 2 stories as one book, it's a guess, do you think you'd have as many complaints, or do you think he'll be able to wrap these up? Or do you think that it's all going to be a waste of time?
No, I think he'll be able to wrap it up. No, I think that we're going to have a lot of things pay off in the second book. And I guess that's just frustrating because it's never been done this way before. He's never, almost at the end of every single book, you get the main, because Harry's a detective. He's a wizard detective, and there's always some kind of mystery he's trying to solve for the most part. And I know that the series evolved over time, but this book is not like the others. Now, to me, it is the least powerful entry into the entire series. And I can't really give it like a rating like we normally do because you can't backlog it, because if you're going to move on to Battlegrounds, you really need to know what's going on. And I give a lot of spoilers, so if you haven't read it yet,
so let's do this. We'll pause the rating until the next one comes out.
Yeah, after I've read Battlegrounds, which I think this is kind of like Kill Bill Part 1 and Kill Bill Part 2. It's really hard to rate, one without the other.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I feel like I know what you're going for with that. Kill Bill, for me, I could easily rate separately, but I get what you're saying. You need both to be able to rate, right? I get what you're going for there. So, all right, let's
rant over.
Yeah, wow.
Sorry.
That was a lot of... I feel like
I'm passionate. The series is very, very important to me. I love it. So
I feel like I know Harry better already.
You know crypto better?
Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Codex Cantina. We post videos 2 to 3 times a week and do literature discussions where our videos will go much more into detail. This is just what we would recommend for you guys. Tune in next month to find out. It's October that Battlegrounds comes out?
End of September, October, yeah.
Okay,
soon.
So next month, hopefully, he'll have an actual rating for it. So if you are down for literature discussions and having some fun in these wrap-ups and TBRs, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Una out.
Peace.